DroneTV, voice of drone technology, GIS and AI technologies. Introducing Harsha Venkatesh, co-founder of ZEPCO.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Prerna from DroneTV, and we are here to bring the coverage of this exhibition that is Drone Expo 2025. So we are here for showcasing all the drone technologies and innovation together on a one platform. So could you please introduce yourself and tell more about your company?
Hi Prerna, this is Harsha Venkatesh. I am the co-founder and chief business officer of ZEPCO Technologies. At ZEPCO Technologies, we are dealing with two verticals. Vertical number one is where we are doing mobility products. So these are drone motors, drone controllers. We completely manufacture, design everything in-house in Bangalore.
Okay.
And we make products ranging from all the way from 300 watts going up to 30 kilowatts.
Okay. That's good.
Motors and controllers. See, these are very high efficiency products. Using our motors, one of the drone companies has tested the product in Umlingla Pass, which is at 19,000 feet, lifting a payload of 30 kgs. So that's a world record. So that's on the vertical one. Vertical two, we deal with a lot of power electronic products. So we do amplifiers, controllers, rectifiers, AC-DC, DC-DC converters, frequency converters, which go specifically into defense applications.
Okay.
These are used by radars, these are used by missile shaker platforms, so on and so forth.
So as you mentioned, it is like used in defense and all. So have you been collaborated with Indian government or any other enforcement laws?
So we are working very closely with BEL and DRDO.
Okay.
So some of the amplifiers which we are designing, they have gone into DRDO in Hyderabad, RCI,
Okay.
where a lot of the missile shaker platforms are being done.
So what is the difference between your amplifier and which is available in the market, the other ones?
See, we are into very high efficiency products.
Okay.
Our design is completely digital. India used to import a lot of these from an American company called Data Physics. It's a $5 billion company we've replaced. So those designs are completely analog and older designs. So our product would be completely digital. Likewise, for radar systems, we supply power supplies. So these are basically going into the radars. You would have heard of Akash systems, Akash missiles
Yeah, I have.
in Operation Sindhu. The radars like QRSAM, MRSAM, so on and so forth. So we are designing some of the power supplies which go into these.
Yeah. So what is the efficiency of the motors?
The motor efficiency would be very high. The motors which we are designing are the ones which go into logistics type space. So these are upwards of 90%. And these are PMSM motors, permanent magnet synchronous motors. And we do FOC based controllers and trapezoidal based controllers as well across the range.
Yeah. And what about the power consumption? Like,
So the power consumption is dependent on the kind of equipment you're using. Most of these are battery backed systems, and you need to have very high efficiency and lower power consumption so that you are able to increase the endurance.
yeah.
So we are probably, if you look at our controllers and motors, we would consider ourselves in the top 5% of the world. That's what
Okay.
we would consider
That's
ourselves.
great. Yeah. And where do you see your company after 5 years? Like,
We
growth?
would want to be a $1 billion power electronics company from India.
Yeah.
5 years, I am not too sure, but in 10 years' time, I would look at ZEPCO as a large listed player and selling not only to India but to US, Europe, Japan. We do have customers today from US, Europe, and Japan. So we would want to be a very trusted and large provider of power electronics as well as mobility products to them.
Yeah. So the last question, how did you give your company a name like ZEPCO? What is the idea?
ZEPCO is Z stands for Gen Z.
Okay.
EP is electric propulsion. That is one of our verticals. CO is company.
Yeah.
The other way around, PE is power electronics.
Yeah.
So we are an electric propulsion and a power electronics company. That is the reason we said Gen Z.
Yeah.
We want the company to be propelled by Gen Z. So a lot of our teammates, a lot of my teammates are the new Gen Z people. So the bunch of senior leadership within ZEPCO is from a lot of MNC companies. We worked in Europe, in US, in Singapore, Japan, multiple places. So we've come back. So we want to create a indigenous Atmanirbhar Bharat company. So that's the entire intent of starting ZEPCO, where we want to bring out the power of Gen Z.
Yeah, it's a unique name. That's why I asked what it is about.
Yeah.
Like, what products or what materials do you use to make the products for the drone or the motors?
See, the motors typically are completely made in India. We use the standard, there is no difference in the kind of materials you would use. But the kind of laminates we use are really cutting edge. So, for example, the kind of thickness of the laminates we use in our motors would go to 0.15 mm, even smaller. In comparison, an EV motor would use like a 0.4 or 0.35 mm kind laminates. These are really, really cutting edge in terms of the material thickness.
Yeah.
In the terms of magnet itself, we use neodymium grade 52, UH52 and upwards. So these are very high-end magnets which we use. The design which we do are very, very unique, which is why we are able to get very high efficiency.
Yeah.
And the controllers are completely using top-cool devices. And if you look at any other, American controller, Kelly or anyone else who are really top of the game, if you test ours, it would probably be either equivalent or better in terms of capabilities.
Yeah.
So that's the way we are looking at developing something.
Okay. And what's the duration of the motor or the controller?
The duration of motor and controller would principally depend on the kind of battery pack you're using in the drone. See, if you are having a heavier battery pack, obviously your endurance would be higher. If you are using a smaller one, which would be lower. We don't control the kind of design the customer would be coming up with, but we do supply our motors and controllers to a lot of the leading drone companies in India. They are testing our product. Today, many of them are using Chinese products. They use Chinese motors and controllers. We do hope that in future we are able to become not just a replacement for China. That's not something I'm looking at. We want to be the leaders where not just Indian companies but American companies, European drone companies, they use our products. That's the aim of the company.
And what about the pricing difference? Like
today, my price would likely be higher than a China-based product. I'm very clear on.
Like because of the pricing, like some of the companies differ. Like they try to use Chinese, but they don't see about the use of how it durable or how it will be sustainable for them. So what would you say about the pricing?
See, my pricing today might likely be either equivalent or slightly higher. See, drone motors are not very cheap, so I could even be compatible or comparable to Chinese price today. However, the way I look at ZEPCO developing, once we have the capability of going into mass production with the tooling done. See, these are mechanical products. Mechanical components need to be tooled. So once you do the tooling, our pricing would likely be either equivalent or much better than Chinese. At volumes, we will be much better than Chinese.
And it's made in India also.
These are completely made in India. Made in Bangalore. We have our facility in Bangalore. We have a 16,000 square feet facility in Bangalore. We have an EMS facility of more than 40,000 square feet in Bangalore. So all the electronic components, motor components, everything is made in Bangalore. Of course, the magnets are procured from outside. We do use an Indian source to procure, but I cannot control where he procures from.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching Drone TV, your gateway to the latest in drone technology, GIS innovations, and AI-driven solutions. To partner with us or promote your company on Drone TV, visit www.dronetv.in. Contact us at +917 5201 23555.